Julius Caesar, finding all the fish fingers in the freezer. He doesn't defrost them, it's frozen ones that he likes. Julius Caesar, he's the leader of Rome and he's a knob. What a bad geezer, he even likes a bit of corn on the cob.
Skeletor.
What? Whiplash, what are you doing lurking there? Never mind. Tell me, what does it mean when there is a red light burning steadily on the front of the camera?
It means that the equipment is recording, Skeletor.
Oh, shit, that's embarrassing. My song wasn't yet ready for public presentation. Make sure you delete that footage so I don't look like a twit.
Yes, Skeletor.
Right, before we start, has anyone eaten or murdered any part of an animal exhibition this morning? No? Okay, right, let's get on with the show. Greetings! I am Skeletor, and welcome to SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. Shh, it's the internet's best-kept secret. Okay, this week we are clearing a backlog of questions, and we start with this one from Nick of the Action Pop Cast channel, who asks, is it true you once asked Mary Berry for a cake recipe combining the flavours of apple, cinnamon and Tom DeLonge? Yes, this is completely true. I have for some time been wanting to make use of Tom DeLonge in some sort of sweet dessert, and Mary was very helpful in suggesting ingredients that would complement DeLonge's delicate yet complex flavours. Next week, I shall be seeking the advice of Gordon Ramsay regarding the best method of cooking Carol Vorderman. Thanks, Nick. Retro Toy Guy Sai has the following too many questions and writes, Jennifer Lawrence calls you and suggests a double date with her and Sydney Sweeney. Which minion do you bring to complete the date? Which vehicle do you use to pick the girls up? And which restaurant do you go to? Well, I would have to bring Evil Lynn, as she swings both ways and is a polite meal companion. We would travel in the Collector, and I would make reservations at my favourite seafood establishment, Vicious Fishes, which specialises in serving dangerous sea animals. Thanks, Simon. The Fly Attractor has lost his mind, sending several questions about printers and such. I'm sorry, Fly, but I do not know anything about such matters, as my time is spent being evil rather than researching printers. You do, however, mention Maren Jensen and Catherine Bach, which gives me the opportunity to make the video thumbnail more enticing, albeit at the risk of being accused of producing shameless clickbait. At this point, I'll do anything in a desperate attempt to improve the show's diminishing view count. Thanks, Fly. Daniel Herrin writes, I received my Indiana Jones seaplane fedora hat, and it's not very flattering. Should I get a custom job or just move on like Tila does the morning after a Tinder date? Well, if I were you, I'd go for some cheap, unlicensed cosmetic facial surgery performed by an unqualified butcher. This will not only be cheaper than a custom hat, it will also ruin your life and give you a tragic story to tell at parties. Thanks, Daniel. Mike Ciccone writes, Dan Aykroyd's vodka is filtered through Herkimer quartz crystals found behind my childhood home. Does this explain my ability to make you find pictures of butterfly vaginas? And does this quartz have an application in Havoc magic? Well, Mike, your ability to prompt my search for butterfly vaginas remains a mystery, and I would thank you to stop it. Herkimer quartz is rarely used in Havoc magic due to its purification properties. Havoc magic generally needs to be quite dirty. Thanks for the questions. Crazy Cat Lady Jojo ruins my day with the following irritation. What would you do in the name of love? Would you drive all night? Would you run right into hell and back? Would you descend upon the earth from the skies? Really? We're doing this, are we? Right. Listen to me, you shit. I will not tolerate terrible song lyrics being thrown about willy-nilly with complete disregard for my obligation to provide vaguely entertaining content. I am not prepared to Google these sentences to find out exactly where they are from, and I insist that you cease this type of questioning immediately. Until further notice, you, madam, may only ask me questions about animals, biscuits, gardening equipment, or books about horses. Failure to follow these instructions will result in your name being added to my ninny list directly beneath that of Gerard O'Connor. I don't want to hear any whinging, you've only yourself to blame. If you submit any more song lyrics, I am going to hunt you down, tie you to a chair, and make you listen to the entire album As the Roots Undo by Circle Takes the Square, at full volume without a break. Rest assured, this will destroy you. Thanks for getting in touch, Jojo. Jason Raphael Murdoch has a question for Monkeyboy. Hold on. Monkeyboy! Monkeyboy!
What do you want, Skeletor?
JRM has a question for you.
I'm not interested, Skeletor. I know it's got something to do with Wendy's, and I'm not having it. Fuck off.
Thanks, Jason. I think that man is defeated. Tree Theodore breaks the rules by asking two unrelated questions as follows. What was the most frustrating or rewarding lesson you learned from Hordak? And who or what inspired you to start SkeleTalk? Well, the most frustrating lesson was that one cannot easily or sensibly ride a giraffe. Coincidentally, this was also the most rewarding lesson. As for this show, the channel was inspired by a conversation with the confusing human known as Ben Stutley back in the autumn of 2022. We decided it would be the most effectively irritating method of driving Monkeyboy to distraction. The strategy was successful. Thanks, Tree. Mimi Rogers comes screaming through the atmosphere with this cracking effort. Did you see the Beetlejuice movie? The original? Yes. The sequel? No. Thank you for that imaginative inquiry. Finally this week, H.P. Bifter cobbles together the following horrible scenario. Take a branch of Wimpy, a Morris Minor, 6 pickled gherkins, and a cup of hot Bovril. Force them up the rectum of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and feed the resultant mess to one of your minions. Which minion would it be, and what would you name the dish? Well, Bifter, I shall do nothing of the sort. Buffy does not have the capacity for such a list of ingredients to be suddenly introduced via the bum, and I would not do this in any case. Don't you know she's got a bad back? Outrageous! Okay, that's all we have time for this week. Now that I've caught up on surplus questions, please do send me your most garbled nonsense for inclusion in next week's show. If you haven't a question, leave a comment. If you enjoyed today's episode, give it a thumbs up. Go on, I dare you. Right, I'm off to apologise to all women for this week's thumbnail. So, until next time, get out of my sight before I beat you!